Unmute your mic. The microphone icon with the red line through it, just press that button.
This is every time. This happens
every time. I know, right?
Like that. Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
About time.
I can hear you too.
It's been an hour. It has been an hour. It's already 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock?
Yes.
Yes, 7 o'clock.
It's time for SeeSwann Live. Hello and welcome to SeeSwann Live. My name is Swan Christopher and you are getting to see Swan. Yes, that's the name of the show. So anyway, I once again am Swan Christopher and this show is by a working actor, for the working actor, or anyone who wants to be a working actor. I think you'll find some entertainment value and information in everything we do here at SeeSwann Live. So thank you for joining me. This is our second episode. I've got some really fun stuff lined up for you today. In fact, I've got a flashback to one of my early YouTube videos. As some of you know, I started a YouTube channel about 12 years ago, and that was before starting a career in acting. Kind of was my jump off, right? It was just a kind of hobby thing. But from there, I just kind of, after seeing a friend who was working in acting, I was just like, you know what, I want to do that too. So I started a career in acting, first as a side thing, and then eventually made that jump and just left my full-time technical job, and now I am a 100% full-time artist, and I'm loving it, okay? So, like I said, I got one of my old YouTube videos. I think you guys will enjoy that. It's actually interesting because it was released right before the iPad, or right after the iPad was announced by Apple. So we'll get to that in a second. But also on today's show, I have the world premiere of a film that was written by Shaminga and Forney and directed by myself. And that is called Survivor's Gilt. It's a very special, heartwarming kind of thing. It's kind of like I would call it a Hallmark Channel kind of film. So that's a short we're going to be watching later. And we're going to also talk with the cast. I've got the entire cast of that film on Zoom. So we're going to check in with them. And if you have any questions or comments that you want to share with us, make sure you do that in the chat room, right there on YouTube. In fact, if you haven't already subscribed and hit that notification bell to get notifications, please do that right now because you don't want to miss an episode of SeeSwann Live. So what else do we got? Oh, improv. You guys like improv? Improv is very important as an actor. It's important to have improv skills, even if you're never going to perform improv. Every actor should have those skills, and we're going to have another demo today. We've got the Noodle Booty, directed by Miss Frankie Spear, once again, and I'm excited for that as well. So let's see. Did I cover everything on the show? I think I did. So here we are at PostFX Studios in Orlando, Florida. I want to give a shout out and a thanks once again to PostFX for providing this studio, and I want to give a thanks and shout out to Talk to the Camera Pro, which is the company I work with. So they're actually a sponsor on this show. And over there at Talk to the Camera Pro, we offer classes and workshops, not just for actors, but also for professionals. So if you need a little help in front of the camera, you want to make videos, whether you want to make YouTube videos or make videos for social media to promote your business or something, come on over there. We got workshops for you. And if you're an actor, you definitely need to come over because I've got some acting workshop going on and some other workshops as well that you might be interested in. So once again, that's talktothecamerapro.com. So right now, oops, don't hit the mic, Swan. Do not do that. Okay. So now it's time to go to some chat room talk with my chat room signet. Krista!
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, Krista. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty excited for tonight. So
Me too.
my first thing out of quarantine. So
Nice. Well, welcome, welcome. I know you've been out there, with the protesters and stuff, right?
Yes.
Peaceful,
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, everything's been great. I've had no issues. I've gone to two myself. We're actually going again on Saturday as well. I won't give any locations away. So
There you go. There you go. That's
Yeah.
fine. Well, good job. Thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you.
So what do we got going on in the chat room?
Awesome. So tonight for the chat room challenge, our question is going to be ruin a movie title by changing one letter. Okay? So again, that's ruin a movie title by changing one letter. So the winner tonight is going to be receiving a 1-month free membership to Swann's T2TC Actors Workshop, and is also going to be getting a $25 Amazon gift card. So it's going to be a really fun night. And we're already live in the chat. We have a few people watching already, so you can go ahead and start bringing those answers in.
Nice. Thank you very much. All right. So, as she said, ruin a movie title with by changing one letter. Okay. So, and try to keep it kind of clean, like at least PG-13 though, because we do have kids that might be watching the show. We don't want to get it too dirty, but we like things that are clever, things that are funny, obscure, something that you might not have heard of. So go ahead and shoot them in the comments. Also, I want to encourage you at any time in the show, send us comments about what you like, what you don't like. If you got any questions about anything, questions for me, questions for Krista, go ahead and shoot that in the comments, and we'll try to get to your questions and answer them right here on air. So now it's time for the SeeSwann flashback. All right. So here's where I show an old video of mine. So like I said, I started my YouTube channel 12 years ago, and originally it was just a hobby kind of thing, just kind of doing fun sketches and whatever. But then, then it became a repository of sorts for my acting work and stuff that I've been producing. So, so that's what it is. And this video we're going to watch is called Apple iPad. So the story here is way back in, when was it? January 29th of, oh my God, I got to put my glasses on, 2010. January 29th of 2010. Shortly before that, Apple announced that they would be issuing the iPad, right? And I was like, iPad? What the hell is that? So I just made a little funny video. I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to go to the video right now. And once again, comment, questions, go ahead and type them up, and we'll talk. Let's roll the video. Hey, yo, what up? I hear that Apple introduced the iPad. I mean, come on, Apple. The iPad? I mean, really? Do you even know anything about that kind of stuff? The iPad? You make computers, you make laptop computers, you make desktop computers, you make some good video editing stuff. I mean, the iPad. I mean, now you're making cell phones, you make MP3 players, you make this little 1 gigabyte POS right here. I mean, useless, The iPad? Really? Apple. Just, you're going too far now. Next thing you know, you've been making the tampons. And someone would buy it. Someone would buy an tampon. If they made one, somebody would buy the tampon. They would.
The iPad, available with or without wings. It's made from Apple, so you know it sucks. Call now.
And that was Apple iPad. So what did you think? Let me know in the comments. I thought it was funny. I mean, tell you the truth, I could sit and watch my old YouTube videos for hours, right? I make stuff that I enjoy. It's just, as a producer, as an actor, as an actor, obviously I'll act in other people's stuff, but anything I'm writing or producing, I make it so that I'll enjoy it. I figure if I enjoy it, then other people will too. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments. We'll talk about that when we come back from break. Oh, but first, no, I'll save that when we come back from break. So we're going to go to break now. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Do you want people looking up your nose while you're speaking? Is this thing on? Can you see me okay? We don't want to see that either. Way too many times I've seen people with bad camera angles. Either I'm looking up their nose or watching them from the side. Hi, Swan. How you doing? Are you supposed to be talking to me? Do yourself a favor. Put your webcam near the monitor you're looking at, and preferably right at eye level. This is too low. This is too high. And this is just right. For more tips and tricks like this, sign up for a free video conferencing class at TalkToTheCameraPro.com. Look, I know you're not going to like this, but trust me, it's for your own good. In video conference calls, eating, chewing gum, smoking, sometimes even drinking can be a real distraction, even worse than if you were in person. Think about it. You've got a camera pointed right at your face. All right, I get it. You've been in back-to-back meetings all day and you haven't had a chance to get a bite to eat. Simply explain the situation to the participants of your meeting and let them know you're going to turn off your camera for a little while till you're done. And mute your microphone. For more tips and tricks like this, sign up for a free video conferencing class at TalkToTheCameraPro.com. And welcome back. This is SeeSwann Live. I am Swan Christopher, and as you can tell, it's called SeeSwann for a reason, because even the commercial breaks are all Swan. So, like I said, I can watch my videos all day long. I don't know. Call me a narcissist. I don't know. Not too bad. But anyway, Apple iPad was introduced, and I did the best I could to make fun of it, and now I actually have one, an iPad mini. For the record, it was a hand-me-down, so I didn't actually buy it. But what do you guys think about the iPad video? Hopefully someone mentioned something in the chat room. Let's go to Krista. Krista.
Well, so far I think we've got everybody pretty stumped on the chat room challenge.
Really?
So yeah, Eddie so far keeps saying he's going to have to think about this one.
Okay.
I think everybody's a little thrown off between one word and one letter. So we've reiterated that, and I think people are coming up with hopefully some really good concepts for that.
Nice.
So, but yeah, so
Any comments on iPad?
none so far.
What do you think of it?
I think it's hilarious. So just to make sure I understand the concept, it came out right when the first iPad was coming out, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So no one knew what an iPad was
Yeah.
at the time, so it was kind of like,
Yeah, so you've got people nowadays that are like, I don't understand.
Yeah, well,
But you know what, I loved it because I only recently bought an iPad myself, so
Yeah.
about 3 months ago.
So yeah, I mean, I think, was that the first tablet? I don't
One
think
of
so.
them,
It
yeah.
was one of them, but I think like tablets had come out, and then Apple announced the iPad. So,
Yeah, and they said it could do all this, extra stuff to it. So I think it was the first of its type.
Yeah.
But-
yeah. So, I thought it would be funny, iPad,
Yeah.
playing words. So, I got that crazy sense of humor. But yeah, so once again, if you guys have any, talk about the iPad. Tell me what you think about the video. And also with the chat room challenge. Hopefully we get some in there. Who was it that you said was in there?
Eddie, Eddie, no last name,
Sorry, Eddie.
says he actually just put the first one down. It says Fat Man Begins. So instead of Batman, spelled with an F.
Oh, okay. I get that, right? Fat Man Begins. I like that. All right. Eddie, well, so far, you are in first place, Eddie. Congratulations, right? You are on your way to, what is he on his way to winning?
Well, actually, Eddie, what you're on your way to winning so far is a $25 Amazon gift card and a 1 month, excuse me, a 1 month membership to Swann's T2TC Actors Workshop. So, and if you want to hear any more about the Actors Workshops, you can also go to www.talktothecamerapro.com.
Thank you very much, Krista. All right, we're going to come back to her, but now it's time for another segment. And as this is like, we're working on with a skeleton crew here, right? You know that, right? Because, I mean, COVID's going on and everything, so we're not exactly fully staffed here, which means I have to operate this screen right here. So there we go. All things improv, right? And I have in the Zoom chat right now, which I will put my readings on for Miss Frankie Spear. Frankie, how are you doing? You got to unmute your mic.
Yes, I know that from taking Talk to the Camera Pro classes. I really should know better.
Yes, and notice how she, for you actors out there, notice how she yes-anded that one, right? So,
Okay.
So Frankie, actually, I intended on talking a little bit to the home audience first, and just basically letting them know, I kind of hinted at it earlier, that improv is a kind of a skill that every actor should have, okay? Even if you're never gonna actually perform improv, it loosens up muscles that make acting so much more real, okay? Because as an actor, you're only given so much on the paper, and you need to fill in the blanks, right? One thing I teach is filling in the blanks with yourself, for one, just be yourself. And the other thing is, you're gonna have to fill it in with things that aren't really there, right? I mean, you're gonna be there in a scene where, with your loved one looking at a beautiful sunset, right? But in reality, you're standing there in front of a green screen with a big yellow light in front of you, and there's a million people standing around, and you have to imagine the setting. You have to create that in your mind, and improv actually helps you to do that. It also helps you to listen to your partner. So, Frankie, why don't you tell us a little bit about, reiterate, maybe, if you will, or get even deeper.
Well, I don't want to jump too much in the deep end of the pool. I'll stay in the middle length of the pool. If you want the deep end, you have to take the class. Improv, what Swann said is absolutely right. And in case you don't believe us, shortly we're going to bring out one of the students who's been doing a really intensive improvisation with me, who can really speak from her own experience of how much it's helped her. I have been doing improv a really, really, really long time. And what improv does is exactly what Swann says. It makes you fearless. You get out of your own way because you train your brain to really think so fast. You think of so many things at once. And when I first start teaching, people are like, how do I remember this, that, and all of these things? It's just like working out. The more you do it, it's a muscle that you flex, and it trains your brain to listen, because you can't make a scene without listening, to work with partners. Listening will also help you listen to a director, should they cast you, and you'll have a lot more tricks in your bag with improv. It teaches you how to be mentally free. It gets you out of your body. Like I said, the best way I can describe it is it makes you fearless. I do traditional theater. I started off as a BFA acting major. I do straight theater. I do stand-up comedy, improv, Shakespeare. And I'm telling you, improv I have used in every genre I have ever done, every single one. So yes, that's my mid-length of the pool on improv. Imagine what the deep end is like.
Nice. No, I know what the deep end is like. In fact, speaking of the deep end, let's get Veronica here in the chat room. Maybe we can go to gallery view here for a moment too. Welcome, Veronica Tinsley. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, Veronica, if you watch my channel, actually it's not on my channel, but it's on the T2TC YouTube channel. She is one of the stars of Tank and Tina's First Vacation, a film that was written and directed by yours truly. But anyway, Frankie, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in workshop. How's it going for you?
Do you want Frankie to tell you or
I'm
Veronica?
sorry, Veronica. I apologize.
I'll keep
Oh, okay.
You guys look
Yes.
so much alike, though, you know?
I know, right? Yeah.
I'm having trouble. It's a good thing your name's at the bottom, so I could.
Yeah, so as Frankie mentioned earlier, I've been working with her, doing some improv. When I first started, I wasn't really into improv. It was kind of like, it was a real challenge for me, so I
think
really
you said
didn't.
you hated improv, to be exact.
Yeah, because it's just like when things are hard for me and it's a challenge, I get kind of frustrated with it. And I have gotten frustrated with some of our workshops because it's just like trying to grasp everything and understand and do it. And it has been frustrating. But overall, like these past couple of, it's been like a week, I think, since we did the last show. Just even when we started with the workshops and just going on from there, with the rehearsals, it's been really, really good. I feel like I'm catching on. I'm feeling like I'm getting it a little bit better. Still learning, but I'm not getting as frustrated. So I feel like it's more of a quick response and I'm not really in my head a lot. So it's been really, really great. And I'm actually enjoying it now. So
Nice.
now I'm like liking it. Now I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do some improv. You know, before I was just like, I don't like improv. I hate it. I was just like shying away from it. But now I'm just like, I'm ready. Like, I want to get it. I want to do it. Like, let's go.
Nice. So speaking of which, we are going to do some here in a minute. But just real quick, have you gotten to that point yet where you actually see the improv work affecting your other work?
Yeah, I think so. So I've been doing the library videos at the library, which is where I work.
Orange County Library here in
Orange
Florida.
County Library. So we just did a new library video, and I felt like before, like the other videos that I did, there's been some where like I'm super nervous, like my heart's pounding because there's people watching, and I'm still shy with the camera a little bit. I'm not like, you know, a pro yet at just like not letting other people matter. I had a moment where I was just like, I didn't feel any of that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I think it's the improv. Like I was sharing with Frankie, like, man, I hope it is the improv because it felt so good. And there were people watching, like people were passing by watching. I was fumbling over words and I just didn't feel that my chest like pounding, like I would literally like hear my heart beating when I'm getting ready to do some of these videos. And just like, I think we recorded on Tuesday. We did the video on Tuesday. It was like none of that. It was just like, wow, you know, it was like really, really like, man, I think it's the improv. And, you know, and I love that feeling because I don't like that nervous feeling. Like, it's just like, it really, like, if you hear it in my voice, it's really, it's not good. I don't like it when I hear it. And I look back at the video and I hear my voice on camera. You can hear my voice cracking. And I mean,
well,
yeah,
like Frankie said earlier,
definitely I see it helping me.
yeah, well, like Frankie said earlier, it definitely makes you fearless. So you got some of that taste of fearlessness. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but as you were explaining that, Frankie was over there giddy, like a kid with some cake and balloons. And because that's what, you know, an instructor, a teacher, that's what we live for. We live for that moment, to see that spark in our students' eyes, you know. And that's really why we do this. That's why we're called. So what do you say?
I'm sorry.
No,
if
no,
I
go
can
ahead.
also add, one of the things that's Veronica and I have done, and Ronnie and I have done, we rehearse so intensely. When I say we're doing improv, we're also, and Ronnie, you spoke to this to me yesterday in rehearsal. She's seeing how it's, when we do the scene work, because improv isn't just let's be funny. I break it down and do scene work with you. And she was saying the other day how she was with her acting teacher and she's like, this is like what I do with Frankie. Because it isn't just about being funny, you know, and that's beautiful. When you see the click, Veronica has put in intensive hours. We do 2, sometimes 2.5 hour rehearsals, and I grab her a couple times a week. Like, what do you have? You have from 11 to 1? Cool, cool. What, 5 o'clock tonight? Cool, cool. 2 in the morning? I'll see you there. Well, not 2 in the morning, but if need be.
Need be.
But
And by the way,
she's put it in. She's really working hard, and it's been amazing just in 2 weeks, really, to see the growth in 2 weeks. Like, kudos, girl, kudos.
And I personally have not been involved as much as you guys in the improv, but I've dropped in here and there. And by the way, thank you for helping me do my show open last night. So everyone just saw that. That was a lot of fun.
Improv.
Yeah, we just improv'd it. So, but yeah, I feel myself growing as an actor as well with the improv that you've helped me with, Frankie. So thank you so much. And now let's do some improv. What do you say? We're gonna get some, hopefully get some suggestions from the audience. What would you want to toss out some things for the audience now?
Now, I haven't met today's signet, so hi, Krista. Is it Krista?
Krista, yeah.
Okay. So, hello. So sometimes people just say, give me a location. I always ask for a weird way to get a location. So if when we call for it later, you're like, you didn't ask for that. You said, where's the worst place for a vacation? That's my way of asking for a location. I just like to get people's minds thinking. So, of course, what we will always need is a place that you would take your grandparents to leave them there forever. That's not a nursing home.
A place that you would take your grandparents to leave them forever, that's not a nursing home.
No.
Okay. I mean, I can think of one place, but.
And let's also ask for another suggestion so we're not also disturbed. Sorry. Someplace you might take a school trip to.
Someplace you might take a school trip to. Okay.
Be as specific as possible. Maybe, not just a museum, but maybe the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. If you can be specific, whether or not we've been there, you'll never know because we're going to act as though we have been.
We want specifics, folks. Specifics.
Also, let's see what other things we would like. We need letters of the alphabet, of course. The English alphabet, 26 characters. Pick a letter. Any letter.
Any letter.
Yes. And I think that should get us started, I think. Yes?
Okay.
Single Booty Crew, yes?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And we're ready to go. Yes, and.
Yes, and.
About the order.
And let me, I'll explain a little bit about what we're going to do for people who missed us last week, but were smart enough to tune in this week. Tell a friend. Okay, so one of the major components of improv and of life in general, really, would make the world better. Just agree, man. Just agree. Every idea in improv is a great idea. It's great. It's great. So we always agree, and we add a detail. We call that yes and. And that's in everything you do, whether or not it's said yes and, it's in there. The other thing we want to establish, are some who, what, and wheres, but you'll have to take the class to get more specific on what that means. But we're going to do a scene, a little game. It is called Alphabet. All right, and how Alphabet works, 2 actors will be in the scene, or we're going to do 2 or 3? We're going to do all 3, or we're going to do 2?
I say we do all 3.
All 3, okay. Which means Krista has another new task. She gets
What's
to
that?
watch and make sure we don't make a mistake.
Okay.
So,
Well, she's
So
kind
how-
of busy, so, we'll
Okay.
watch ourselves.
okay. Essentially, Alphabet is sort of how it sounds. We get a suggestion for a location. We get a letter of the alphabet, and we start the scene. The sentence has to start with that letter of the alphabet. If it's the letter L, it might be like, Larry, pass me that wrench. Marcia, that'd be great. No way, hand me this. So each sentence starts with the next consecutive letter of the alphabet. Okay, so just whatever letter we start with, the sentence has to start. There are some letters that are a little more challenging than others. So you'll guess which ones those are. Think of how many words you know that start with the letter X, Y, or Z. That's the homework for everybody. So every now and then there's magic words that appear.
Let's not, I got it in my back pocket if necessary.
But the idea essentially is to really keep the scene moving. You don't want to have pauses. And if someone says the wrong letter, there'll be a sound, like a eh, because my ching-a-ling-a-ling bell isn't as close as it should be. So it'll be eh, that's today's sound. And ideally there'd be another actor that would step in, but we'll just keep it moving. We're not gonna make a mistake. That's
exactly,
gonna be so beautiful.
Exactly. We're going to do this, We're not new at this at all. Not really, no. I mean, well, Frankie's not, but, so do we have any letter suggestions yet, Krista?
Yeah, we've got a few letters. Eddie says the letter E, of course.
Eddie, the letter
E for
E.
Eddie.
The letter E, and can we have a location, please?
Yes. It Feels Good Entertainment says Under the Bridge.
I heard Under the Bridge. What was the first part?
The name.
The
name
username.
Oh, just Under the Bridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, the letter E and Under the Bridge. Thank you. Lights down. Lights up. Edna. Move that hobo over there. Come on, give me the blanket. Give me the blanket. You're hogging it. You're hogging it. Come on.
Frankie, look. Okay, the hobo, he's sleeping. Let's not bother him, okay?
Glenda, I'm itching over here. I think I got bugs or something.
Holy crap, you're such a complainer, Monty. Complain.
I know, he's always complaining about bugs and stuff. I mean, we're outside. Hello, of course there's gonna be bugs.
Just give me a break here. I'm not used to being homeless, okay? I'm just not used to this.
Keep cool, man. Just keep cool. Just lay there and try not to look attractive, please.
Listen to her, man. Just listen to her, okay? She knows what she's talking about, okay? We got you.
My foot, it fell asleep.
No friggin' way. Is he really doing this again? Is this happening?
Oh my gosh, man. This dude, man, I'm telling you.
People, please, just please. I mean,
Quiet. Please be quiet. Someone's gonna...
Relax. Your feet's gonna be okay, all right? Relax. It's not that serious.
sorry, okay? I'm sorry. With all that's been going on lately, and like I said, I'm not used to this. It's tough.
Telling you, every time you bring some new jack down here, this is what we have to deal with. We have to make some suburban kid comfortable being homeless under the bridge. I'm concerned about letting all these strangers in here. I gotta tell you.
Oh, I know, man. He just irks me. Ugh.
Very sad right now that you guys don't accept me. I mean, this is what got me here in the first place. Nobody likes me.
Weirdy, we love you. You're just friggin' weird, man. Just be cool. Just lay there and try not to smell or be attractive or anything. Just be silent and don't move when you're scratching. It's friggin' unsettling. It's just unsettling.
Zena, hey, look, it's Zena. It's your girlfriend.
Yes, my ex-girlfriend, Zena. How are you? It's been a while. What are you doing here under the bridge?
Zowie, it's about to go down.
All right, guys. He's about to get it in.
Baby, please. I don't have anything. So what do you want? Please, just leave me alone.
Condom? Do you need a condom? Trying to support you.
Dude definitely needs a condom. Dude looks like he's ready to get it in.
Every time I look to you guys for support, this is what you do to me. This is every single time. Thanks a lot.
Fornicating. We're helping you fornicate. Why is that a terrible thing?
How is that horrible? I mean, everyone needs sex.
I guess you're right. So, hey, Zena, let's go to the other side of Under the Bridge.
End scene. Nicely done.
Nicely done.
Pushed it a little bit and had you go past the letter.
Yeah.
This time, you'll go through a really smooth group. Oh my gosh, you can go through 3 or 4 times without missing a beat. And this is that group. You see why I pushed him all the way to H?
Absolutely. Well, Frankie and Veronica, I want to thank you both so much, but we got to cut this segment short. It's time to get on to the rest of the show. Maybe, just maybe, we'll have you guys back later on in the show. Maybe. Okay. Just maybe. We'll see how it's going. Maybe we'll do some sing-along kind of thing or something. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Right?
Know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, you guys, go back to your breakout rooms, and hopefully we'll see you later. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thanks again. All right, so now ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go back to some chat room talk with my chat room signet, Krista.
Okay.
So, how's it going in the chat room?
Oh, it's great. Everybody's really lively. Frankie and Veronica both have fans here tonight, so they've got a few shout outs. You got a shout out as well. Somebody said they missed iPad when it aired, but knowing you that it was probably awesome anyway.
Thank you. Who said that? I'm just curious.
Oh gosh, where was the name?
It's all right. It's probably my mom.
Oh, AP Nice is the name.
Oh,
So,
okay.
if we know
I
who
know
that
who
is.
that is. P Nice.
Yes. So otherwise, everybody's having a grand old time. We've only gotten one other entry so far, so I just went ahead and put that back into the challenge. Again, if anybody else has any entries to our chat room challenge, the question tonight is ruin a movie title with one letter being changed. Okay? And if you win, you're going to receive a 1-month free membership to Swann's T2TC Actors Workshop and this beautiful $25 Amazon gift card. So please bring those in. I'm excited to see what you guys can come up with.
All right. Thank you very much, Krista. So, that, once again, I encourage you all to leave comments, leave questions. If you got questions for Frankie or Veronica, or you want to leave a comment about our little improv segment, we'd love to hear what you have to say. Let me know what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show, whatever, it's all good. But we were supposed to go to a break right now, but you know what? I'm going to skip that break because we're a little bit behind. I got another break coming up later, but we're going to go ahead and cue up our feature presentation because it's time for the featured short, right? So, right now, we are still in some sort of quarantine, right? I mean, if you go around town here, you would think not, but some of us are still quarantining, and movie theaters still aren't open. So the Orlando Independent Filmmakers, they did two challenges actually right before quarantine happened, and the screening was scheduled for the Rush Challenge, which we showed a film last week, my film Liber Ride, and this week we have my entry into the Phone Challenge. Now this was a challenge to make a film using a smartphone. So the film we're about to watch was shot entirely on my Galaxy S8, which is right here in my pocket, right there. See, it even has my Swan logo on it. Everything has the Swan logo on it. So yes, shot with that phone, and I think it came out pretty good. Once again, it was written by Shaminga and Forney, and I kind of helped out with the writing. I kind of gave her some direction on what I wanted to do. So even though I give her the credit because she really did the writing, I let her know what I wanted to come across, right? What I wanted to come across in the film. So enough of me talking about it. We're going to go take a look at it, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking to some of the all of the stars of that film. So let's go to Survivor's Guilt.
Dad, come on. Paper plates?
Yeah, really?
Hey, this is my dinner, and I'll do what I want.
Hashtag Labo.
Alex, can you get the door? Dad, come on. You beat cancer. Today should be a celebration. I mean, we almost lost you.
I'm not going anywhere. You know, the only reason we're doing all this is because you guys made such a big deal out of it. Today is just another day.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop.
Yes, you are.
Okay, excuse me.
Yeah, we wouldn't want you to think this was a party.
This is clearly not a party. I tried to tell him.
Let's get this over with. Come on. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to read a speech. We're going to have dinner. And then you can all be on your merry way, okay?
Wait, I'll go get Mom.
Tell her to hurry up.
You know what? I bet your speech is great. I can't wait to hear it.
I figured it'd be over by now. Where the hell are they?
Maybe I should go check on them. Come on, Mr. Beck. This can't be that bad. I mean, we're here to celebrate your victory. And beating prostate cancer is a big deal. And you just don't seem to care much.
My mother, she had breast cancer. Unfortunately, she didn't survive.
Honestly, you two, I don't know how I can truly ever live again after losing my wife. I miss her with every bone in my body. It's been a few years, but every day I wish she were here. And it makes me sad to celebrate this without her.
But I bet she will want you to be happy. She will want you to celebrate with your friends.
And you know what? I bet she's here with you now in spirit.
Where are you going?
To find that portal that sucked up your family.
And I am going to find the girls' room. Where's your bathroom? Thank you.
I wish you were here today. And where are they all? I wouldn't be surprised if they went home.
So what do you think? Do you like it?
You're not mad, are you?
No way, buddy. No way, buddy. This is perfect.
Dad.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm still with you.
That's right.
Okay, Mr. Becker, say it one time.
I'm a survivor!
And that was my OIF, Orlando Independent Filmmakers Phone Challenge submission called Survivor's Gilt. And right now in the chat room, I've got the entire cast of Survivor's Guild. How's everybody doing?
Hi. Doing good. Pretty good, man. How are you? How are you?
We're doing great. We're doing great. So first of all, I don't know, the order on my screen, I got, but forget the order on my screen. Let's go with, first we got Mike Rusnak, the star of the film, right there.
How are you?
Mike, I understand, was this your first starring role? Did I see you say that in a post recently?
Yeah, this was my first main star. I've done a lot of other smaller stuff, but I mean, this was my first main star. So
Nice.
It was a bit of a challenge, but it's great.
And you did a great job with it. You did a great job. And we also have Rob Ciccone right there, who played his son. And then the two guests, Richard Gipson and Chantel Tavares.
Hey there.
Dinner guests.
Just want you to know, Swan, that was not my first gig. Back in 3rd or 4th grade, I played, I think, Peter Pan. So I was pulling on some extensive experience. So just so you know.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you were the understudy for Sandy Duncan, weren't you?
I was.
On Broadway?
I was. And actually, she broke an ankle one time or whatever the case was, and I had to stand in. The house was clapping, crying. It was quite the transcendent experience for me.
It was. I'm sure it was. And speaking of 3rd or 4th grade, we've got a 5th grader in the house, Presley Dalvit. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. So how was it for you working in this film?
This film was really fun. I enjoyed it. We got to shoot in a big house. There was a lot of cool people there. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, right? And we also have Jennifer Johnson, not last but certainly not least, who played the mom or the daughter-in-law of Mike's character. So, so once again, I'd like to thank you all for being here. If we have any questions from anyone out there that you'd like to ask any of our cast members here, or you have a question about the film, please go ahead and put it in the chat. Krista will get it to me. But with me and you guys, you guys as actors, right? So, I mean, as a filmmaker myself, one of the things that we were struggling with was using the phone, right? Just as opposed to using a real camera. And that, right. That was a challenge. But as actors, what were some challenges that you had working on this film? Anyone, feel free to chime in.
Well, for me, it was being put right on the spot super quickly because I had to jump in at the very last minute. Had no idea I was even going to be doing any role. So for me, it was like, okay, strap up your bootstraps and here we go.
That's right. And that's one thing I would tell actors is, first of all, there's no small roles. But you go to set, you be prepared. Because even if you're an extra, you can get called at the last minute. Hey, I need you over here. Here's your lines. Boom. Just like that. So always be prepared. What happened was the actress who was scheduled to play the part that Jennifer ended up playing was running late. And she sent me a text message to say, oh, I'm running late. I'll be there in like 5 minutes, right? Well, my phone was the camera. The cinematographer was working with it. It was on Do Not Disturb. So I was not getting any messages. So as we started setting up that shot, I was like, Jennifer, I need you. Here you go. Here's your lines. You're in there. And then 5 minutes later, the other Jennifer showed up. And I felt so bad. But I couldn't take the role away from Jennifer after giving it to her. So thank you. You did a great job. How about anybody else? Any other challenges or cool stories? Or Rob, you want to say something?
Yeah. Well, for myself, I think that particular scene we were doing at the dinner table with Mike, and I was really trying to hit that sweet spot between the intensity and sincerity. And I know we did a few different takes on that one, and we had to tone it down a little bit. Tone that intensity down to hit that spot. But overall, I think it came out great. There were probably some things I would have changed, but trying to find that balance was a challenge.
There's always something when you go back and look at it. There's always something that you would change if you could, right? But it was a tough shoot. I mean, it was late. I know, Mike. I know, like the night before, you had worked until like 3 a.m. on another OIF film, right?
Yeah, well, I had worked. I worked Friday night with the band. We played, and then Saturday I did an early gig with the band. Then I wound up doing another, played a grandfather in a movie with Savia, and then come to this thing in the evening. And at the same time, I'm running through with a sciatica problem where I could barely walk. My back was killing me. My legs were killing me. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm saying, Mike, all you got to do is walk up the stairs. I'm like, what? Stairs? You're what? What?
I'm going to go to hell for that one.
But the show must go on. We did it. We pulled it off. Thanks.
Absolutely, Mike. And even with your sciatica pain that you were dealing with, you pulled through. And I really appreciate that. And everyone who watches this film will appreciate it too. So anybody else? Any other stories or anything? Presley?
Actually, that night when we were filming, I was feeling okay, but then I started not feeling so good while we were shooting. But I knew this was a really big deal, so I knew I had to do it. So I did
you
it.
Pulled through it. You did what you had to do. I appreciate that, Presley. Good job too. And
a great grandson.
Yeah,
he's a great grandson.
He makes a great grandson and also a great kid in the middle backseat too. If you guys watched last week, you saw Presley in another film. In fact, you also saw Chantel was in Live or Ride as well. And right? So Chantel and Richard, what was this experience working on this film? What was it like for you two?
For me, I would say it's definitely good and a bit challenging for my part, since there was a part where I had to talk about my mom passing, and I had to really dig deep and make sure I'm sounding sad, but not like getting too far. At the same time, making sure I'm focusing on Mike for his role. And I know that's one of the things that we kept talking about through my take.
Yeah. But I think you did a great job with it. So, I wouldn't fret about it at all. But sometimes, working on, heart-wrenching scenes like this, it's tough, it's tough. But obviously, this film, I actually had, a message that I wanted to get across. I wanted to, there's two ways of looking at everything, right? And I'll mention it now because it actually came up earlier today. Veronica was like, over the in Noodle Booty, she was like, "Oh, you misspelled. You left the U out of it, right?" So just for the record, folks, I did not misspell Gilt. It's Gilt, which is a play on words. And if you look it up, the word Gilt actually means covered in gold. So Survivor's Guilt, it was a double meaning, right? So we all know of Survivor's Guilt, which Mike's character was obviously suffering from, but he had this wonderful support group, this wonderful family that loved him, that was there for him and wanted to celebrate with him. So that was the gold-covered guilt part of it. So that's that.
And a side note on that, Swan. I knew about the whole, I guess, the history or etymology of guilt, but I showed up covered in gold paint. And just me, gold paint naked, when I showed up, and Swan was like, "No, it's not that kind of part." So I had to go and get the paint off, and then I showed back up. So then I was under immense pressure at that point, because I had this whole method thing going on with me and naked with paint, gold paint, and it just kind of threw me off, which is why now that I think about it, that's why I was struggling for the most part to try to remember my lines. But Swan pulled me through it. My castmates pulled me through it because they were all professionals. So it kind of worked out. So thank you for being my anchor, Swan. I appreciate that.
And thank you for giving our viewers that visual, because that's exactly what they wanted. There will be no behind the scenes footage of Richard covered in gold paint.
Hey,
okay?
I have that footage with me. Okay.
All right. Well, you keep it.
He was shooting for the Oscar, okay? Let's be honest. He wanted to be his own gold statuette.
Yeah.
Hey, you do whatever needs to be done.
He showed up as his own Oscar, right?
Exactly.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys, every one of you, guys and girls. Thank you so much for joining me. Those of you who are back, thanks for coming back. Those of you who is your first time on SeeSwann Live, thank you once again for showing up. It's always a pleasure working with you, and I look forward to working with all of you again in virtual workshops. So, yes. So, thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
All right, look forward to it.
Take care.
Let's go, man.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. So, speaking of virtual workshops, once again, you can visit Talk to the Camera Pro and learn about the T2TC Actors Workshop membership, which basically we support each other. You know, we work together. We have a secret Facebook group that only members are allowed in. We share opportunities, casting calls. If you're working on a self-tape or something, you want to post it in there, you can get feedback. I will give feedback. Frankie will give feedback. Your peers will give feedback. It's a really good thing. So, and we have workshop once a week via Zoom every Tuesday. Right now it's every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And it's scheduled to 8:30, but we rarely get out of there before 9. So, because we just can't stop. So you're welcome to come check it out. Sign up for a free introductory class. Actually, I have a couple of listed, one coming up this Monday and a couple Mondays after that. So please go to talktothecamerapro.com, check that out, sign up for a free introductory class. Frankie and I will both be there, and we'll work with you and give you a taste of what it's like to work with us in a members-only workshop. So with that being said, I think it's time to go to maybe some chat room talk with my signet Krista.
Oh, hey again.
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty well. So we've got a couple of submissions, but first I wanted to ask if you had any ideas for the chat room challenge.
Oh my gosh, yes. You know what?
Putting you on the spot.
No. Because actually, this is, I stole this, right? I didn't write this.
Okay.
I mean, we see these on Facebook all the time, right? So, and by the way, if you have an idea for the chat room challenge for future ones, go ahead and send it to us, because I'm looking for ideas. So you kind of got the gist of what we're doing. So send us an idea for a future chat room challenge. But this one, I actually, it was a musical. It was specifically asking to change the letter of a musical, and I chose The Jizz.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, that definitely changes the meaning of that musical quite a bit.
Ease on down the road in a different kind of way, right?
Yeah, as a musical theater major, my first thought was a musical too, and I was like, Cats the musical would be an easy one, so Bats the musical or something like that. So a bunch of dancing bats might be a little interesting to watch as well.
Absolutely, right? And that reminds me of Fat Man, right? Too,
yes.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, Fat Man Begins.
Yep, all right.
And then our other entry was done in 60 seconds. So take that.
T-O-N-E,
Yeah.
T-O-N-E. Yep, that works. Done in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
That almost goes with Jizz.
Yeah, I was like right along that same thread. Take that as you will.
I'm glad Presley's not here in the Zoom anymore right now.
Yeah.
So
do we have a favorite?
Those are all the...
That's our 2 entries, yeah.
Wow, okay, all right. Well, so it's either Done in 60 Seconds or Fat Man Begins. This is a tough one. Well, which one's your favorite?
I kind of really like Done in 60 Seconds.
Me too.
Yeah?
Me too.
All right.
And I don't even know who it is, but who submitted that one?
Eddie.
Eddie! All right. Guess what? Let Eddie know what he's won.
Yeah.
How to contact us.
Yeah, Eddie, I just went ahead and put in the comments that you can email Swan at talktothecamera.com. And again, you're winning a 1-month membership to T2TC Actors Workshop with Swan, as well as this, let's make sure I have it the right way, the Amazon $25 gift card. So congratulations. Thank you for your entries.
Yes, thank you so much, Krista. You've done a lovely job as my chat room signet. Only the second one, well, of course, this being the second show. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was great.
Hope you'll come back.
Nice to get out of the house. So.
Yes, yes. And like I said, I hope you'll come back and join us again.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking for a paper right now, a piece of paper, because this is the part in the show, right? It's already after 8 o'clock. This is the part of the show where I have my final words. And let's get that right graphic up on the screen right there. So I don't know why I cannot find, I had an outline of my final words, but I seem to have lost it. So, which is ridiculous. How can I lose it? I'm just sitting here. But I'm not going to look for it anymore. I've got a big, long, drawn-out thing here. I do not recommend reading. So hopefully I make this work. But anyway, I like to end every show with my final words. I know it sounds very morbid, but the truth is that tomorrow is not promised, and I always want to leave the show on a high note. So I want to talk about positivity. All right, so you guys saw my film, Survivor's Guilt, and it was obvious that there are two ways of looking at every situation. We all know the parable, if you will, of is the glass half full or half empty, right? We've all heard that a million times. In fact, we've heard it in other ways. Sheryl Crow, in her song, Soak Up the Sun, she said, and I'm going to read this, it's not having what you want, it's wanting what you've got, right? So same thing. You know, you could spend a lot of time and energy and mind, you know, you thinking about all the things you don't have. You can think about all the things that make you angry, that make you upset. Or you could focus on what's good in your life, right? You can focus on what you have and what you cherish and enjoy that water, right? Not just the glass is half full, the glass half empty, but I have water, right? I mean, that's something to feel good about. So choosing a positive perspective over a negative one, it can have changes in your life. And I know this from personal experience because I, over time, have adopted that myself. And it's a constant process. I mean, it's, you know, it's one of those things where you start off and it's hard, right? But just like anything else, with practice, you get better at it. You get better at it. So let me look down here quickly. Okay, so obviously, and it can go both ways. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. So thinking about good stuff can help bring about good feelings and more, and you know it's more good stuff coming into your life, right? But then when you focus on the negative, you find, well, let me ask you a question. We all know people on social media who complain a lot, right? Doesn't it seem like they always seem to have more and more to complain about? And it's just like, oh my God, this person's life really does suck, right? But maybe all the complaining they're doing is bringing more and more of that into their lives, right? So obviously there's a lot going on in the world today that we might want to complain about. Obviously, I do not deny that. But I would like to throw a challenge out to you, and once a day, at least, share something positive. And I'm not just talking about like pictures of kittens and puppies. I'm talking about something positive coming out of what's going on today, whether it's COVID or the Black Lives Matter movement. There's plenty of positive stories. Fred Rogers' mother used to tell him, look for the helpers, you know, and when he was watching news stories as a little kid. So I want you to look for the helpers. I want you to look for the positive stories and share them, all right? Let's get more of that going around on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, okay? Let's spread some positivity. It'll be hard at first, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. Trust me on that one. So with that note, I want to thank all of my guests for coming out tonight. Once again, I want to thank Krista for being here, and I want to thank you especially for tuning in to SeeSwann Live. My name is Swan Christopher, and I hope to see you again next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night.